in the country, the Fresno State Bulldogs, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Navy Midshipmen. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Fresno State will kick it off, and we will be underway. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. For a productive play on first down. Give to the running back. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
Now that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Now on the option. Quick toss. Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play.
That didn't bust for longer, but now third down becomes very manageable. It's not third in eternity. Now the whole playbook, short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
Third down, and they'll need 2 on this initial drive of the game. They'll try to get it through the air. They're bringing heat. Fires to the middle. Makes a connection.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup, he went for it, he attacked it, got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. On the option.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Moving out of the pocket. He's going to take off. How about that nice run from this junior quarterback?
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down. And I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping him.
Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run. And then that offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. Used to see that play.
And they get the sack right out of the gate.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. They're trying to get to him. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
Absolute shame. Missed it. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. The 42-yard field goal that was no good gives them the ball back at the 25-yard line. They go to the ground. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. The Bulldogs are in the hurry-up. They'll try the run. They get him on the ground at the 36 after a pickup of 5.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Murphy. Fires to the big fella. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the 1st down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient most of the time, that drag route's going to come open.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. He wants to throw. Quarterback now breaking the field. At the 40, there he goes. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a 1st down? Just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
Big fullback's got it. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a 4th quarter game.
Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. They'll run it to the right. Off he goes. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. I'm not sure anyone even breathed on that running back by the time he got into the end zone.
Nah, so many blockers out in front. Where are the defenders? I mean, it's a good idea. You know, the guy with the ball, that's usually the guy you want to go tackle. Go get him.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he put an exclamation point on that drive with a 29-yard touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And here comes the Navy offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively.
Hit the afterburners, kid. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Fresno State 7, Navy 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Working to throw on second down. And they can't make the connection. So the timing on that throw and on the route was just convoluted and messed up from the beginning.
And you see quarterbacks and wide receivers in the offseason always working on timing and always working on throwing on air. But when you put a defense in front of them, now things start to speed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see these little mistakes and where it looks like just they're not on the same page all the time.
And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short.
Fourth down coming up.
Kind of in that in-between spot here. Long field goal. Can't really punt it from here, so they'll try to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
I love when defenses are smart enough to swat the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on fourth down. They knock it down. You get the ball anyways. Nice job by the defender.
Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense, to be physically pounded.
Going deep. And he makes the catch inside the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Fresno State.
Well, in the modern era of college football, you're seeing more and more athletic tight ends. Like what you just saw right there. The defense had no chance covering that guy down the field. He makes them look silly on his way in for the long touchdown.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Wake Forest is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to Boise State. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He'll ride his man on the option. At the 35, he's got room. Nice job to keep it himself, find the first down marker, and move the change for this offense. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Off the play fake. He's got him this time. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Might be looking to run. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Navy will have it with a 1st and goal. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Midshipmen. After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into him.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. But this was step one to getting them back in the ballgame.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. About to kick it away after scoring a touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. He's got 50 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Line gets set, 1st down. Looking to pass, it's Murphy. A little release to the back. And that will go backwards. A negative play, and that defense on high alert that time.
And there are certain guys that I want to make sure I hone in on, and I do not give them the football in space. And this running back is one of those guys. Really good job by the defense, keeping their eyes on their keys and not letting him sneak out and get any kind of space. As soon as he touched it, he was on the ground.
He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. He's looking downfield to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. Fresno State will have to punt. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He gets a block. Can they catch him? He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Navy!
Well, they needed a momentum-shifting play. Playing at home, they're able to get the punt return and take it the distance off. He made one guy miss, and it was off to the races.
Great job. Secure the catch, make the guy miss, get towards that sideline, and just use your speed and get to the end zone. What a great game-changing play, and this place is going bananas.
And he made the extra point without problem. Man, you just can't put a price on having a guy like that back there to return punts, and he turned that one into a touchdown. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Slips through the line. They bring him down, but not before a really good return sets up this offense in solid field position. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Scanning the field, it's Murphy. Getting some heat. At the 45, on his way. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
Man, that's so frustrating. And it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
Looking to go up top on first down. Going for the big play. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They've put themselves in a hole to start. It's 1st and 20. The give to the left side. At midfield, he's got room. Open runway ahead. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. He's now up to 104 yards on the ground, and that will put him over 100, and what a way to start the season. They'll give it to him again. And they corral him at the 2-yard line.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. To the ground with the back. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Trying to bully their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2.
14.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Only 10 seconds remaining here in the first half as they put it in play, 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, it's just the throw the quarterback would love to have back. His guy's wide open, and it looked to me like maybe he was overstriding or straining a little bit too much on the throw. The nose of the ball was diving, and he, of course, threw it into the ground. That's one he'd like to do over.
Quarterback checking the play. They'll throw again after the incompletion. That one comes out hot down the right side. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Navy will kick it deep to get the second half underway. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Starting this third quarter on the ground. Breaks the tackle. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the way your offensive line is playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front. They're climbing in the second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
To the ground. He's got it again. Turns it on in midfield. Nothing but green ahead. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds.
One of the things I love about this offense, Reese, is they have tons of speed. They like to try to get the ball going east-west. That time they generate a huge play going to the right side.
And the defense either not fast enough to fit or got knocked out of the fit.
Yeah, they got to do a better job containing that as this game goes on. They got to funnel the football back to the middle of the field.
There to stop him after a pickup of 1 to the 22.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. When they put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll give it to the back. Hard running there. They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2. Fresno State right back to the line. They'll try it over the left side. Went to the running game on 3rd down and picked up 5, but still a couple of yards short. It's 4th and 2. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On 4th down, flexing that muscle in the run game. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Works his way ahead for about 3. It's down at the 8.
Gain of 3. Brings up 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Looking downfield, it's Murphy. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And it's caught! Touchdown, Fresno State. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, a big-time top 25 duel. Let's get right to the pictures. Wake Forest is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. They're trailing by 11 to Boise State. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. He's looking to throw. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. On the option. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
At the 35-yard line. Coming up, 4th down.
So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35.
4th and inches anywhere on this field. I don't care if it's in the red zone, on your own goal line. If you have their offensive line, I'm going for it, and you just saw it right there. Get it done.
Unloads to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Pressure coming. Slips away. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
You got to give the defense tons of credit because we know how much speed this quarterback has. That time you saw the pursuit. They were able to bring him down for a big loss on the sack.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. He fires one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and he picked it off. He'll try to take it back. And the interception was enough. The return made it even better as he gets it down to the 48-yard line.
Nice play by the DB. Most people say offenses have the advantage, right? They know where they're going. They have the footing underneath them. Defensive guys, you still got to guess. You might be a little bit more cautious. No, sir, this defensive back does a great job breaking on the football, going up and making the INT.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Six-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Right back to him on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Fresno State right back to the line. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He'll take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Fresno State will have to punt it away. The last time they punted it went back for 6. He'll bring it back. It's Anger. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting first position.
And the junior was late on the release, and he threw it behind him.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make a catch.
Ball still on the 34 after the incompletion. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd and 10. Running back goes in motion. They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
All right, you dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds his man. It's Morris. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Fresno State 28, Navy 14.
Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. They're going to throw it again. Makes the grab. It's Morris. If they're going to keep covering him like that, they're just going to keep going to him.
Yeah, and it's so hard because you want to stay back and take away the weapons outside to the wide receivers, but when this guy's going to be able to catch the football and he makes plays like this, now I'm going to have to maybe go play more man, bring a guy to him, and not let him get those open catches.
He's brought down at the 41-yard line to pick up a 5 and enough for a first down. They'll run the option. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Navy quick to the line. On the option. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he gets a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
The option look. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Now they're going to throw it. Fires to the right. He caught it. And he will score. Touchdown, midshipman. So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
He's looking to pass. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
Will take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They still have the lead here, Jesse, but this would be a good time to put together a drive.
You're right, Reese. You can't rest easy right now. You just watch the opponent drive down the field and score a touchdown of their own, so you've got to answer that here. Your playmakers better step up.
And I don't know what it is about momentum. In all the locker rooms and all the years coaching, everything, you can't quantify it, you can't measure it. And the momentum has swung to the other side. You got to get it back.
And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a 1st down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff, where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Looking to move it through the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
After the misconnection, it's 2nd down. Give to the big fullback. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. To the air, it's Murphy. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Fresno State.
Fresno State will have to punt.
In punt formation to kick it away.
Wouldn't call it a shank, but I don't think he'll include it on his greatest hits. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. And Navy will go back on the attack. This is a game of swings and momentum, and a great opportunity here after scoring on the last drive, getting a stop, and now you have the football back.
They're playing well right now in all 3 phases, and they're complementing each other. So now, David, it's up to the offense here. It's up to this quarterback to lead this offense down the field to get a score.
Yeah, and to stay aggressive, to understand we've had success, we got this going the right way. Now I don't need to change anything. Go back to your go-to plays. That's now got you some momentum back in your favor.
Got his man on the right. They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a 1st down.
Man, the receiver right now is just living rent-free in that cornerback's head. Early in the game, cut a bunch of in-breaking routes. Now he catches the corner route. He can run the entire route tree, and right now, he's just running wild.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the right. Got his man. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the 1st down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Navy!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst. And he showed all of those attributes right there.
And the extra point gives him a 1-point lead here in the fourth. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. It's a one-possession game in the fourth. They'll test the right side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Finds just enough daylight to work his way up to the 19-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. Still plenty of time for this offense, but this probably their final drive, under 2 minutes to play. Looking for a man. It's Murphy. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Using the quick game. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. Able to move the chains, and they still have a chance after picking up the first down. He wants to throw. He's going to run it. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down. Get some positive yards.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. He'll try the left side. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here. Looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Throws to the tight end. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Hey, listen, it's hard for an offense. When you're trailing late in the game, you've got to throw to get back in. The defense already knows it anyway. On top of that, you've got this weather that you have to deal with. These conditions are not conducive to playing pitch and catch. This is a big uphill battle for this offense.
Here's a throw downfield late. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath, because in the fourth quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you. And that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Timeout called by the defense, and there are only 10 seconds left in the game. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Looking to throw, it's Murphy. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Almost intercepted, and that might have been the ball game if he had held on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Yeah, and that's incomplete. And that last play, you wanted to try to make this next play more manageable, right? You wanted to cut it down. Now, you got no options. Send big, tall, fast guys deep. Buy time with your quarterback to scramble around so they can get back there, throw that puppy up, fold your hands together, say a little prayer, and hope it works.
Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. He's going up top here late in the game. And it's caught inside the 20. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good, so many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on the show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.